What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, we're back in the garage. Got the Sur Ron behind me, and in this video I want to give you guys a pro tip on how to put these on. Alright guys, real quick, regardless if you're doing front or rear brakes, the first thing you should do is actually remove the brake calipers themselves. Unscrew the two screws and pull the caliper out before you get the pads out. This will make your job so much easier. So let's do that next. Now this is number 5 Allen wrench, and like I said in my previous video, these screws tend to be super soft, so just be careful taking them on and off. Now we got the caliper out. Alright guys, so the next step is going to be take the cotter pin out and pull this guy out. But before we do, I just want to show you guys this. The pads in there. As you see right now, there's 4 pistons there that push on those 2 pads, 2 on each side. And because I've had these pads for a long time, 2 seasons, there's hardly anything left of them. And you can see that the pistons are actually sticking out past the actual bracket itself. So what's going to happen here is that when I pull the pads out, I'm going to have to actually push these guys back in. So let's take this off next. This is actually a super easy job once you figure out how to do it, I guess. And the problem I had with mine was getting the new pads in because those pistons were pushed out. Alright guys, so here's you can see the pistons are sticking out right there. So the pro tip for you guys is we got to get these things pushed in. That's why I said the first thing to do is get this actually guy off, because there's going to be no way that you could put the new pads in without pushing these guys back in. So let me show you guys how I did that. All right, guys. So what I'm actually going to use is this tire lever right here, and I'm going to actually push it in here and get some leverage and push these guys back up in there, like this from either side. And this is the hardest part. This is going to be your pro tip here. This is going to be super hard to do, so use all the force you got to do this. And I don't want to mar all this up inside with the metal here, so I'm going to put this through here with like a little towel in between. So before you even slide the pads in, push all 4 of those guys back in. So let's do that next. And you're really gonna have to give it some force to get them in there. And they should be sitting flush. Once they do, the pads slide right in, and it's a breeze. But you can't do this without taking these guys off. All right, this is looking good. A little bit more. Boom, flush, almost, maybe a little bit more. All right, so let me show you guys how that looks. That's a lot better. All right, so let's try to slide the pads in. And these are the pads that I'm using. Now the trick here is you just don't want to touch these. You don't want to touch that filament right there. Just kind of lift them up. Anyway, these guys actually work. There's a left and a right on them. This little spring goes in just like this here. Like that. And the difference between the old Sur Ron pad and this one, the Shimano one, is this huge heat sink here on the back. So as you see, the stock pads versus these, big difference. All right, so we got them just like that. And now I'm going to slide them into the rotor. And the right is going to be, as you're sitting on the bike, it's going to go to the right. So like that. Now they should slide right in. Boom, check this out. Easy breezy. Now we're just going to put that pin back in and tighten everything back up. We got the little cotter pin that goes on the back here again. Boom, that's on. And now we're going to put the rotor back on, or the caliper, and slide it in. Like that. I'm going to get some fresh Loctite on these. Now the trick to this is I don't want to tighten these up all the way. What I'm going to do is just get it up there, and then to make sure the rotor is centered in there, I'm going to squeeze that front brake to squeeze those pads around the rotor. And then once I do that, then I'll actually will tighten these down. So let's bring these up a little bit higher. It's a little bit loose. That way there's a little movement here. And now I'm going to take and squeeze that front brake. And now I'm going to tighten these down. Boom. Let's tighten down again just a little bit more. And I'm just not over tightening these at all. Just snug. Perfect. Done. All right, guys, so we got the front brakes done. I did the rear brakes last night, and it couldn't be easier. So the tip is make sure you guys push those pistons back up in those calipers, or there's no way you're gonna get those new pads in. They should slide in super easy without any forcing them in or anything like that, which I was trying to do for the longest time. And I actually emailed the guys from a YouTube channel, the two brothers. I'm going blank on the channel right now, but if you guys remember it, maybe comment below. The two brothers that sell all the upgrades and stuff like that for the Sur Ron. I know they did brake upgrades on their bikes right away, and I emailed them and they said definitely check those pistons. And I thought they were pushed out all the way out, but they weren't. And I really needed to use some leverage, and I used this tire tool to really push them apart. I mean, if you don't do that, and I mean really use leverage like you're thinking you're gonna break the darn thing. And then once you do that, they slide out, pads go right in, and voila. This, I mean, brake job took a few minutes, so. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a huge favor, maybe subscribe to the channel, maybe comment below, maybe give me thumbs up or down, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.